Hello everyone. So the first tissue I'm going to be going over is the epithelial tissue, and the first subtype is the simple epithelium, and there are three structures in that. And what the simple epithelium is it has one cell layer. So with squamous, the characteristics are that the nuclei are disc-shaped and it is pretty flat. It can be found in the lungs and the kidneys, and its main functions are diffusion and friction reduction. And the second one is cuboidal epithelium, and that characteristic, it's more square-like, like a cube, and the nuclei are more in the middle. And it can be found in the glands and the kidney tubulars, and its main function is absorption and secretion. And then the third one is the simple columnar epithelium. Those are taller, and then their nuclei sit more at the bottom of the cell, and those are located at the digestive tract and uterine tubes, and their main function is secretion and absorption as well. And then the next subtype is the stratified epithelium, and we do have squamous, cuboidal, and columnar once more. And what these are is it has more than one cell layer, so it's just more layers on there. But the characteristics are the same. With squamous, they're more flat and the nuclei are disc-shaped. Cuboidal is cube-shaped and the nuclei are in the middle. And then with columnar, they are more long lengthwise, and the nuclei are still more towards the bottom. So with squamous, that is found in the esophagus, the mouth, and the vagina, and it protects against abrasion. And then for cuboidal, that is protective tissue, and it is found in sweat glands and mammary glands. And then for the columnar epithelium, that secretes and protects, and it's found in the ducts of some glands and the male and female urethrae. And then this one is the pseudostratified epithelia, and this one looks layered, but it's not. And the nuclei are more randomly placed than the regular columnar epithelia, where it more sits at the bottom. And this can be found in the upper respiratory tract, and what it does is secrete mucus, and the cilia just help the mucus move along through the body. And then we also have the glandular epithelia, and that consists of endocrine glands and exocrine glands. And the endocrine glands are like your pituitary and thyroid glands, and it releases hormones into your body. And then the exocrine glands release fluids from your body, and it's like sweat glands or salivary glands, so you produce mucus, sweat, saliva. Endo meaning inside the body, exo meaning outside, so out of the body. And then the next tissue type is connective tissue, and this helps bind and protect the body and is the basic framework of it. So the first subtype is the connective tissue proper, which consists of loose connective tissue, and it's a really random web-like feature of it. There's areolar, adipose, and reticular, and the areolar binds the skin to the organs, so it's underneath the skin. And then for the adipose one, it's the one that stores the fat, so it'd be behind the eyes, around the organs, and they're just fat cells. And then the reticular one is, it supports all your soft organs, and it's like in the spleen, the liver, lymph nodes, and those are mesh-like. And then the other connective tissue proper is the dense connective tissue. And we got dense regular, dense irregular, and elastic. And with dense irregular, it makes a very strong attachment. So that is by the tendons and the ligaments. And it just has parallel collagen fibers like that. And then for the dense irregular, it withstands the tension when it's being pulled in different directions. So that's like towards the joints, and it just has an irregular collagen pattern. And then the elastic it allows stretching and recoil. So it's at the arteries, the lungs, the vocal cords, and obviously has a lot of elastic fibers. And then for the supportive connective tissue, we have the cartilage tissue, and then the subtypes are the hyaline, elastic, and fibrocartilage. And the hyaline it supports smooth movement of the joints, and so it is found in the nose, in the trachea, and in the ends of the bones. And it has a very glassy appearance. And then for the elastic, it offers flexible support, like with the ear, and those consist of elastic fibers. And then for fibrocartilage, that one is a shock absorber, and it is located in the knees, and it's tough, and it has lots and lots of collagen there. And the other supportive connective tissue is the bone, and that provides protection to your internal organs, and it supports the body, and it is the hardest connective tissue, with the collagen fibers helping the bone be that's what makes the bone hard, and so they're not brittle and you don't break them at any given time. And then the third connective tissue is the fluid connective tissue. Consists of blood and lymph, and with that one, it helps transport nutrients and waste, and it's inside the blood vessels, and they're like white blood cells, red blood cells, and platelets. And then for the third type of tissue is the muscle tissue, and there are 3 subtypes. We have skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. Skeletal is voluntary, whereas cardiac and smooth are both involuntary. And with the skeletal, it has very prominent striations, and the function of the skeletal tissues are to help with movement, and so they are attached to the bones. And then with cardiac, the striation is very branched out. It doesn't really have a pattern to it, and those can be found in the heart, the wall of the heart, and it just pumps blood, helps with it. And then for smooth muscle tissue, that has no striations. It's very smooth, and it can be found in the walls of hollow organs, and that supports the contraction that the organs do. The last type of tissues are the nervous tissues, and the nervous tissues consist of the neurons and the neuroglia. Their function is to send communication via electrical signals, and it does that through the brain and the spinal cord. And with the neurons, they have, I drew a little breakdown of what they consist of, and there is the cell body. These little branch-like structures are the dendrites, and this tail is the axon. And as for the neuroglia, there are multiple of them, and they surround the neurons. And what they do is that they offer support and protection for the neurons. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you learned something or got something out of this. Thank you.